Foxy Brown shared a series of cryptic messages one day after Jay-Z was accused of raping a 13-year-old girl with Diddy Combs in 2000.
All of those diseases that she contracted from all of that unprotected sex with him. And I'm not saying allegedly. You say allegedly, I'm not, because I know it to be true. She had sex with my cousin right after that. She burned him. She set the numbers for the CDC in Philly on a new high.
Against this backdrop of serious allegations on Jay-Z and Diddy, Foxy Brown, a longtime collaborator of Jay-Z, has stirred further intrigue with a series of cryptic social media posts. The music industry has long been a domain of glamour, talent, and influence, but it is not without its fair share of controversies.
According to the Daily Mail, she posted the words "wow" and "wait" with a shocked face emoji on her Instagram story, followed by a single cold face emoji. Although the posts came on the heels of the refiled civil lawsuit against Jay-Z and Sean Combs, Foxy did not reference either. Jay-Z and Foxy previously worked together on several songs, including her 1996 hit, "I'll Be." She most recently took to social media in October to slam claims that she had signed an NDA about her relationship with the 24-time Grammy winner. Foxy has yet to offer an explanation about the meaning behind her recent messages.
In recent weeks, headlines have been abuzz with shocking allegations surrounding hip-hop icons Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs. The allegations, which have sparked heated debates and widespread attention, come amid an ongoing civil lawsuit that accuses the two music moguls of misconduct at a 2000 MTV Video Music Awards after-party.
The anonymous accuser alleging the assault occurred after she was driven to an after-party following the MTV Video Music Awards. The suit says she was offered a drink that made her feel, quote, woozy, lightheaded, and felt like she needed to lie down. Shortly after, the suit claims Jay-Z and Diddy entered the room where she was resting, eventually sexually assaulting her. And now, just in the last hour, we are hearing from Jay-Z and his team of lawyers. They are denying the claim and say that they are the victims of blackmail, saying, quote, "I will not give you one red penny, and my only heartbreak is for my family."
Foxy Brown, born Inga DeCarlo Fung Marchand, is no stranger to controversy herself. The 46-year-old rapper, who rose to fame with her debut album Il Nana and her collaborations with Jay-Z, recently shared ambiguous messages on her Instagram story. These posts, consisting of words like wow and wait, along with emojis reflecting shock and coldness, have left fans speculating about their intent. Although Brown did not explicitly reference Jay-Z or the allegations against him, the timing of her posts, just a day after the civil lawsuit resurfaced, has drawn significant attention.
I'll tell you one thing, regardless of what happens in a pop case, and that's exciting enough, and the rental car and artists of records, Clive Davis and Diddy, the big thing is Foxy Brown has spoken. She's a reliable narrator. She was there. It is her story. She's never protected anyone. And we need to see, is this going to be a game over or a game changer? We already know it's a game over for Diddy, but is this going to be a game over for Jay-Z or a game changer? But Foxy Brown actually posted this on her Instagram stories, okay? She posted a direct message from Marco Polo. He posted something, says, "I don't believe in God no more." Then he said, "That's why in the midst of it all, you're still alive to tell the story. There's no reason there's a reason you've been covered. Favored blood will stand the test of trials." She responded back, and this is a screenshot that she put on her stories, but she's screenshotting a direct message she had with Marco Polo. "My story will shock you to the core. I don't play victim, but I had to step away for a minute for my sanity, or I would have been dead."
Foxy Brown's connection to Jay-Z dates back to the mid-1990s, when the two collaborated on hits like I'll Be and Ain't No Bitch. Over the years, their professional relationship has been marred by speculation and rumors, some of which Brown has publicly denied.
Period. Jay and I come from nothing together. My cousin Clark Kent, we're gonna be all the way real. Everybody must say this, but Clark Kent is the reason why we are all on, and that is my blood cousin. So there's no one ever. We've never heard anything like that. Have you ever heard Foxy dissing Jay-Z or Jay-Z dissing Foxy? Ever? So we're going to wait 15 years later and just come out the blue and start calling people. I'm going to say that I have whatever it was. It was horrible.
Yeah.
We can verify everything, but not only that, she was in the beginning of Rockefeller. She was in the beginning around Diddy. She was in the beginning of all that stuff. And she was in the middle of when Tupac got murked. Now, we already reported before that prosecutors are actually going to call her to testify because Keith D, she was with, I think, Daz, or was it Corrupt? She was with one of the guys in the car. Keith D literally went and got the hammer, according to the prosecutors, in which the hammer, pow pow.
Was I shocked when Jay said the line in Picasso Baby? Yes, because we've talked about that. We have a history that supersedes music, and we know how this business works. We sit back and we laugh at those rumors. We laugh at that. I think he began to feel the pressure because people were saying my age, the age thing. She was 15, 14. She was 15, 14, and after a while that gets to a person.
In October, Brown took to social media to address claims that she had signed a non-disclosure agreement regarding her interactions with Jay-Z. She further emphasized her independence, stating, "Ain't a person alive could stop my story. NDA on my stuff gon' run 100 mil. Brown also appeared to defend Jay-Z, expressing disdain for attempts to tarnish his reputation. "You'll want me to be anti-Hov so bad," she wrote, referring to Jay-Z's nickname. Her post conveyed a firm stance against false narratives and a loyalty to the Rock Nation founder.
She was running all around Philadelphia because Jay-Z promised her that they could be, normal when she wasn't with Corrupt. Corrupt was her fake boyfriend. Which is why when they tried to use her to say that she was actually in the car and there with Keefy D and all of that, I'm like, that girl wasn't even there.
When it comes to what Diddy is, the accusations that Diddy is faced with, it comes across to me being a little bit pick and choosing your battles. Because for a lot of the same thing that they talking about with Diddy, Foxy been screaming for years with Hov. Foxy been screaming I was 16. Foxy been screaming for years. But we pick and choose who we want to go for, right?
In light of the civil lawsuit, Jay-Z has vehemently denied the accusations. The music mogul issued a statement through Page 6, accusing attorney Tony Busby, who represents the alleged victim, of attempting to extort him. Jay-Z's statement read, "What Busby had calculated was the nature of these allegations, and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion." Jay-Z has strongly denied the allegations against him and has accused attorney Tony Busby of attempting to extort him. Jay-Z's legal team has argued that the claims lack credibility and are being used as a tactic to extract financial settlements by leveraging public scrutiny.
Take a listen to what Jay-Z had to say, because he released a statement after the filing of this lawsuit, and it reads in part, quote, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case."
In a statement, Jay-Z characterized the allegations as part of a broader blackmail scheme orchestrated by Busby. He has refused to settle and stated his intent to fight the accusations in court to protect his reputation.
Last month, A lawsuit was filed against Busby by an anonymous celebrity who claimed Busby was trying to extort money from them. Busby fired back with this statement on X last night, naming Jay-Z as the anonymous celebrity who sued his firm, and he also says Jay-Z has tried to bully and harass him and this plaintiff, and his conduct has had the opposite impact. He goes on to say, "She is emboldened, and I'm very proud of her resolve."
Jay-Z's outright rejection of the claims highlights his determination to protect his reputation and combat what he perceives as a baseless attack.
In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" He added, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people."
Jay-Z's team has filed motions challenging the case, including a request for the court to dismiss the lawsuit or compel the plaintiff to reveal her identity. They argue that anonymity undermines Jay-Z's ability to defend himself, calling the allegations baseless and sensationalized for publicity purposes.
Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement.
Yeah.
He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because rape in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint, is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down, raped her, and that, of course, the allegation is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors, and if true, right, you could pursue it criminally.
The legal case was filed by attorney Tony Busby, who is also representing multiple other claimants against Diddy. The plaintiff, identified only as Jane Doe, seeks anonymity, which Jay-Z's legal team has challenged, arguing for the case's dismissal or disclosure of the accuser's identity to ensure fairness.
This whole lawsuit is significant for several reasons. First of all, this lawsuit was filed by Tony Busby. This is that Texas attorney who claims to represent over 100 alleged victims of Sean Combs, and he indicated in the past that he would name names. And there was reporting, particularly by TMZ, that high-profile people had reached out to him to settle claims so that they wouldn't be listed in lawsuits. They wouldn't be named.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you.
Attorney Busby has brought forward allegations that Diddy used coercive tactics to manipulate young artists during auditions, claiming that Diddy exploited his influence over aspiring talent. According to Busby, Diddy would lure artists with promises of fame and success, only to subject them to situations where they felt pressured to comply with his demands in order to advance their careers.
Although several of these events occurred at auditions, many times, especially young people wanting to break into the industry, were coerced into this type of conduct in the promise of being made a star, or in the promise of having Sean Combs listen to their tape or even let them read for Sean Combs.
The attorney argues that Diddy's actions took advantage of the vulnerability of these young individuals who were eager to make their mark in the entertainment industry. Busby's statement suggests a troubling power dynamic in which Diddy allegedly used his authority to cross boundaries, casting a shadow over the opportunities he offered and raising serious ethical and legal questions about his conduct.
You should know that some of this behavior occurred at well-known venues in New York City. Some of this behavior occurred at private residences of people that we all know. Some of this behavior occurred at hotels that we're all familiar with. You should know that more than 55% of the victims filed reported this conduct to either the authorities, that is the police, or to hospitals. We're in the process of collecting with our team assistance, medical records, reports that were made to the authorities, and I've already said that some of the individuals in this group did in fact talk to the FBI.
That's too expensive for outside counsel, is it not?
I would think it's
Yeah, I mean, even this, we have some world-class, probably the world-class lawyers here. They're only getting paid $500 an hour.
Yeah.
You knew that.
Yeah. What's your rate?
Huh?
What's your rate?
Well, you'll find out soon enough.
Federal authorities are reportedly preparing to significantly expand the case against Diddy, with estimates suggesting that as many as 120 additional individuals could come forward with testimony. These recent developments are both extensive and profoundly concerning, uncovering allegations spanning several decades. Among the claims are reports that some victims were as young as 9 years old, raising serious questions about the protection of minors and potential exploitation within the entertainment industry.
There's new allegations against Sean P. Diddy Combs. A Texas attorney says he now represents, get this, 120 alleged victims, male and female, adults and children, whose allegations span more than 30 years. The accounts of the alleged victims have not been fully vetted, but their claims involve drug-fueled sexual assaults similar to what the feds described in their criminal indictment of the music mogul. Diddy's currently sitting in a federal jail awaiting trial on sex trafficking, racketeering, and conspiracy charges. He pleaded not guilty to all charges.
Attorney Tony Busby has disclosed that 25 underage victims have filed individual lawsuits against Diddy, each alleging various forms of misconduct. According to Busby, these cases are not part of a single class action suit, but rather separate individual filings, emphasizing the personal nature of each victim's experiences and claims.
When you talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of. The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer.
What do you think Foxy Brown's cryptic messages really mean? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.